Hello everyone, it's Lindsay, and today I'm playing with my March Deluxe Kit from the Wild Hare Kits. So I have a whole bunch of Maggie Holmes pieces here. I'll link my unboxing down below if you want to see everything that came in my kit. And so I have kind of a pile of goodies here. I've also pulled out some things from my stash, like some Project Life cards. These are Maggie Holmes Project Life cards. I'm Maggie Holmes obsessed, so I went through my stash and pulled out a whole bunch of Maggie Holmes product to mix with the Sunny Days collection that I got in my kit this month. I also picked up some of the stickers and chipboard pieces from the collection. I have some other bits and bobs here in my stash, some stickers that I'm going to use today. I got the 6x8 paper pad to mix in with my kit. I'm going to be using some different dies from my stash, and I'm going to be working on the title page of my Project Life book. So I hadn't done the title page yet. I know we're pretty far into Project Life already, so I was just kind of hanging on and waiting until I had some product that I really loved and wanted to use, and I am Maggie Holmes obsessed, so I figured why not open up my Project Life album with Maggie Holmes. So like I said, I pulled out a bunch of stuff from my Wild Hare kit this month and then some other things from my stash, and we are going to put together this title page. So let me go ahead and put you on fast forward, and I will kind of talk you through the different pieces that I'm using and some of the different techniques that I will be doing. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started just by kind of placing things where I think it's going to go here. You can see these two cards are actually cut out of one of the 12x12 papers that was in my kit. And right off the bat, you'll probably notice some of these items have rounded corners, like these cards at the bottom, and then some have square corners, like the ones that I've cut out of pieces of, pattern paper or cardstock. I do not worry about that. I don't fret about mixing rounded corners and square corners or trying to round corners. I mix and match. It's okay. Some of the pattern paper from the week 1 page behind this is kind of peeking through. I'm not going to stress. I'm not going to overthink things like that. Just is not going to bother me. You got to let things go sometimes. That's going to be one of those things. So I'm going to start with this card here. Now, like I said, I've already started my Project Life. So I already have week 1 done, and there is this 3x4 acetate piece that I had used. And so I'm going to do basically the same thing that I did on the back side of it. I'm just going to take a small little die cut piece, put it right in the center of that acetate, and that's just going to be a standalone card there. For this card, I cut out some cardstock in 3x4, and then there are these stencils that came in my kit. These are from the Maggie Holmes collection, and I thought it'd be fun to add just some stencil detail to what would otherwise be just a plain white textured journaling card. So I'm adhering the journaling card to the back of the stencil, and then I'm going to pull out some gold ink and a finger dauber. I'm going to be using lots of gold elements in this layout, and so I'm going to bring in some gold onto this card as well. So I'm just sponging some of that gold using these border pieces in this stencil. Really, really simple, but it just adds, that little hint of gold, a little bit of interest. Doesn't take but a couple seconds to do. This stencil is super cute. One of the Crate Paper team members did a traveler's notebook cover with these stencils, and it's gorgeous. I'll try to link that down below for you guys so you can check that out. I think I'm going to be trying to recreate that for sure. So in the Sunny Days collection, there were these little tags, and then there were these charms that I got in my kit. They are so adorable. I was trying to figure out which ones I want to hoard and which ones I want to use on this spread. And so I pull out some of this. This is actually some twine that I got in one of my Wild Hare kits like multiple months ago. And it's this deep kind of dusty blue color that matches the blue in the Sunny Days collection. So I pulled that out, and these tags aren't really going to be functioning tags. It's just going to be a decorative element on this card. And what I didn't realize is these charms have adhesive on the back side of them, so they can just stick down to your layout or your project. If you want to use them like actual charms, you could just dust like a powder tool or some baby powder on the back side, and that will eliminate the sticky, or you could use like Goo Gone or alcohol to take that off and then use it like an actual charm. But I just thought that was a fun, cute little piece for that card there. So for this piece, I initially was going to use this 3x4 lined card, but I thought I would use one of these 6x8 papers instead. So this 6x8 paper, again, is from the Sunny Days collection, but it's actually from my stash. And it just had these stripes of color that are all the different colors that are going to be on this layout. And so I decided to just go ahead and use that behind that die cut piece. I do choose to round the corners on this card just so I kind of have an even balance of rounded corners and square corners. So that way they're mixed, but there's, you know, kind of an even amount of them. And then before I stick down that Happy Life die cut piece, I'm going to use some of these gold embossed die cuts. These came in my kit this month. And these are also from the Sunny Days collection, and this whole layout is like all my faves. I would suggest waiting to do your intro page until you have something like this where you have a lot of products that your favorite products, your favorite collection, and then do it, because this collection's gorgeous. I'm Maggie Holmes obsessed, but this colors, the pinks, the corals, the golds, the mint, that is my hands down favorite color combination of all time. And so this layout just warms my heart. It's all my favorite things. So gonna be lots and lots of gold. There are different tones of gold on this layout, and again, I'm okay with that since there's multiple different tones, and so it looks like it's intentional rather than like all one color and then one little splash of a different tone. So I don't know if that makes sense, but trying to intentionally mix and match different tones of gold, and then it looks purposeful. So here's where I'm going to layer up those die cut pieces. I will say I kind of wish that they came already cut apart. I'm sure it has to do with how they manufacture them, but it is a little bit tedious to have to go in and like cut off all the little like notches where they're all attached, but it's fine. At least then they're all like kept together while you're using, you know, bits and pieces of them. And it didn't take but, you know, a few seconds. This layout overall took about an hour and a half to put together, surprisingly. For a layout with no photos, it kind of took me a little while. Here I have some puffy stickers. These are actually from my stash, and these are from the Willow Lane collection from Maggie Holmes. But with Maggie Holmes, all of the collections have colors that mix and match and are similar, and the feel and vibe is similar, so you can mix and match different collections. Like I said, I'm obsessed with Maggie Holmes, so I've got like all kinds of Maggie Home product in my stash to mix in with this kit. And this was a deluxe kit, so there was a ton of product already in the kit. So I should be set for a little bit with my Maggie Holmes products. So I just added that little hello puffy sticker just to add a little splash of that coral to that card. And for this, like, it's title page. There's no photos, so it's just going to be a lot of filler cards, decorative pieces, just something pretty to open up the album with. So this bottom card is a Project Life card as the base. That's one that I had in my collection. And then I'm just using some of those die cuts from the Wild Hare Kit that I got, some more of those gold embossed die cut pieces, and just layering those behind this die cut. This collection had a whole bunch of these die cuts with all of these like sentiments. This is the life. When you stop and look around, life is pretty amazing. Every moment with you is my favorite. And so they just create big statement pieces, and I don't tend to use a lot of those with my photos always. And so this just gave me a chance to use some of these pieces that I probably might not use in spreads, especially not 6x8 layouts, maybe in my Project Life layouts. So I'm going to start working on this top left-hand corner, and this is going to say, this is our story. So the basis of this is one of those 12x12 papers that I cut down to 4x6. And then I had this gold glitter die cut on my desk. This was something that I had done for a previous project. I had this border die that I cut out of some Tim Holtz glitter paper, and I thought, well, and why not use it on this spread? It's gold, let's go for it. And then I layered a 3x4 journaling card on top of there, and this is where I'm going to add my title. So these are the thickers from the Sunny Days collection. This did come in my kit this month. And so I'm going to spell out, this is our story. I had to kind of jam all the letters in there, but we got it. It worked. And you can see here's where I'm talking about those different tones of gold. So that glitter paper is a different gold than the thickers, and then the gold embossed die cuts are slightly different. And so they're all gold. They're just slightly different tones of gold. And that Tim Holtz glitter paper that I die cut out of is adhesive backed, so it made it nice. I could just pull the backing off and just stick it right down. And I will link everything down below in the description box for you guys. As long as things haven't been discontinued, I will link things down there for you guys so you can find it. This is the cardstock stickers from the Sunny Days collection. This was something I had in my stash, and so I decided to pull out these really pretty butterflies to dress up this card. They have this like duochrome shine to them. They're really, really pretty. And that's going to do it for that card. I chose not to round the corners on these. I'm going to leave them square. And you can see I used the same pattern papers across the top. Rather than doing like a patchwork quilt of craziness on this, I thought by having the same two patterns at the top would kind of anchor and, I don't know, make it not so mismatched, not so patchwork quilt. And I think that worked well there. For this bottom card here, I'm going to use, that's a Maggie Holmes Project Life card as the base, a die cut piece that came in my kit, and then these chipboard stickers that I had in my stash from the Sunny Days collection. And that will be it for that card. And then now this one here is going to be my 2019 card. So this is the specialty cardstock. On the back side is gold foiled. I'm going to take that over my die cutting machine, and I'm going to die cut that label piece out of some texture cardstock. Those numbers, those are a Concord and 9th die set. I'll link them down below. They're really, really cool. They have like an inlay and then like an outline. And so what I did was I applied some double-sided adhesive to the back side of my paper. I'll link that down below before I ran it through my die cutting machine. That way it created little like stickers, because these are very tiny, very like delicate little pieces. And so I cut 2019 out of that specialty cardstock. And then I also cut it out of some gold glitter. Initially I used the Tim Holtz gold glitter paper, but it was just too delicate. I had to pull out kind of a thicker gold glitter, and you'll see that here in a minute. But since I applied that double-sided adhesive, all I have to do is pull off the backing, and these are instantly little stickers, and I can stick down the innermost part of these numbers in that mint color to spell out 2019. And then I'll come back in and add the outlines in the gold. So with this die set, you can mix and match. You can use just the outlines, just the insets. You can mix and match different patterns, different colors. There's a lot of different things you can do with this one die set. So here you can see, yeah, off camera, I went ahead and recut it out of some thicker, more chunky gold glitter cardstock. And again, I applied some double-sided adhesive to the back side. And that way I could just pull those outline pieces off, pull the backer sheet off, and stick them right down onto this label piece here. And I love it. This was a little bit fussy. It took a little bit, you know, to get this put together, but this is the intro page, so I was okay with spending a little bit more time with delicate pieces and, you know, a little bit more intricate things. I did hit this with my heat tool just to activate that adhesive and really get it to stick down well, since they're such delicate little pieces. But I love how that looks with that gold glitter outline. I need to pull these dies out and use them way more. There's a number set and an alpha set, so I'll link both those down below for you guys. So here, I'm going to go ahead and use some more of these gold die cuts. Now, my initial thought was to try to hoard these because there aren't a whole lot of them on there, but I'm like, why hoard? I can rebuy these, no problem. If I love them this much and I've used them this much, I can go on and reorder them. It's not a problem. And so I decided to go ahead and commit and just use some more of them behind this label piece on here. That label die, I'm not sure where it's from. It just kind of free floats out of the package in my office. So I'm not quite sure where that was from. And it's just cut from some plain white textured cardstock. You see I'm using my T-ruler just to make sure everything is straight and lined up. And then I can go ahead and layer those gold pieces behind there. And that's pretty much going to be it for the layout. So you can check out the description box for a link to everything that I used today. Definitely head on over to the Wild Hare Kits and grab a hand-curated kit for yourself if you haven't already. Check out my unboxing to see everything that came in my kit. It was amazing this month. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave those down below for me. Yeah, head on over to the Wild Hare Kit blog. You can see more close-up photos of this layout and kind of get a look at each card individually. I'm obsessed. I love it. It's exactly what I wanted for my intro page. So that's it. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. And until next time, thank you so much. Bye-bye.